Honorable Chairperson of the lecture series on a very vital topic, that is Rajmata Jijau lecture series on sustainable development and balanced ecology, the role of humanities, commerce and science. Honorable Principal of our college, Dr. Gopal Kakade sir, both the Vice Principal, Honorable Professor Mahadev Jogade sir, Honorable Major Dr. Milind Gaikwad sir, all the highly respected faculty members of our college and the colleges all over Maharashtra state, the young, dynamic and aspiring students. Most importantly, today's resource person, Dr. Kailash Ankushrao Atkare sir, and friends, a very good morning and warm welcome to all of you in the online lecture series on a very vital topic, that is sustainable development and balanced ecology, the role of humanities, commerce and science. Friends, when the nomenclature change, we have tried our levels best to provide the young and aspiring research scholars. Yesterday, we enjoyed the lecture of a very dynamic scholar, Snehasri Gawande ma'am, Dr. Snehasri Gawande ma'am. Today, we have the golden opportunity to enjoy the lecture by Dr. Kailash Ankushrao Atkare sir. So, with the kind permission of the chairperson, principal of our college, Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakade sir, let us begin today's lecture. Dear friends, it is a teamwork, and with a warm welcome note, I humbly invite my friend and colleague, none other than Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir, to have a precise introduction of today's resource person, Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, who has completed his PhD on ecofeminism. And today, Dr. Kailash will explore and introduce the nature-human relationship in respect of ecofeminism, eco-literature, and eco-criticism. Now I would like to put the ball in the court of Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir. Sir, please introduce today's resource person, Dr. Kailash Atkare sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak here.
If
Good morning,
possible,
everyone.
please start your video, Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh, Organizing Secretary of this guest lecture. I welcome you all to this lecture series on behalf of Principal Dr. Gopal Kakade and Convener Professor Dr. Balaji Knowledge, sir. It is a second day of our lecture series, and today we have with us an eminent personality, Dr. Kailash Ankushrao Atkare sir. He has earned his PhD degree in 2021. He has also qualified SET and NET. He has worked as assistant professor, assistant teacher in many of the college present at Sambhaji Nagar, like Arya Chanakya Vidyan Dham School, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, Janata D.Ed College, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, MIT College, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, MIT Nursing College, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, SYCET College, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and he is working as assistant professor in High Tech Institute of Technology, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He has published many books like Nature Woman, Nature Women, and Ecofeminism. Second, Vision of Millennium. His upcoming books are Communication Skills in 21st Century and Verses to Victories, Literature of Sports. He also worked as editor of many books such as Changing Horizons of Development Communication and Interdisciplinary Perspective of Basic and Engineering Science. He has published many research papers in reputed journals, international and national. Like the title of his papers are Exploration of Ecofeminism, a critic. Second is the differences between novels, film enhanced literature, teaching by using films. Third is need and importance of intellectual property. Fourth is ecofeminism and politics of triple marginalization in Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Likewise, he has published 19 research papers. He has also published papers in book like a sport biopic, a changing scenario of Indian Hindi cinema. Second, the representation of rebellion voice in Jogwa, a critical perspective. Third is ecofeminism movement in India, an overview. Fourth is voice of voiceless, a Dalit autobiographies. Fifth one is literature of partition, trauma in the writings of Bapsi Sidhwa and Kushwant Singh. Likewise, he published 11 research papers in the book. He also published papers in international seminars and conferences like socio-linguistic aspect and second language. Second is the problems of cultural plurality in Amita Ghosh and in the shadow line. Third one is the role of functional grammar, developing speaking, reading, and writing among the students of MIT College. Fourth one is the voice from the margin and portrayal of women in Dalit autobiographies. Fifth one is need and importance of value, vocational and higher education in India.
नंतर नावच बदलले होते.
Yes. He also published a paper in national seminars and conferences like Exploration of Ecofeminism, a critic. Likewise, he published 7 papers in national and seminars and conferences. He also published a paper in international seminars and conferences, such as Ecofeminism and Indian Modern Fiction, a critical study. Second one is the role of functional grammar, developing speaking, reading, and writing among the students of MIT. Okay. He also attended many workshops and orientation courses. Like he has attended 19 workshop or orientation courses. He has also published many articles in newspapers that are leading newspapers of our state and India. Okay. Like Lokmat Times, he has published an article, Prepare Well, There is Nothing to Fear. It is about interview skill and techniques. Second one is Indian education from offline to online. This shows how it's going from offline to online, like through courses such as SWAYAM and NPTEL courses. In Lokmat Times, he has published 11 articles, and in Punyanagri, he published Maraठी साहित्यातील एक चमत्कार, बहिणाबाई चौधरी यांच्या कविता. In Delhi Mahabharata, he published 9 articles which are वीर शिवकाशीत, वीर शिवाकाशीत, साहित्यिक अण्णाभाऊ साठे, मी देव पाहिला, and many more. In Prakash Adhar newspaper, he published वारकरी श्री संतांची श्री विषयक भूमिका. Okay, and he has awarded with many awards such as National Pride Award, राष्ट्रगौरव पुरस्कार 2025 by Radiant Talent Book of Record and भारतीय संस्कृति एवं पथदर्शी आलोक स्तंभ on 23rd March 2025. He has a member of Edwin Group of Journal and also member of Indian Association of Science Fiction Studies, Bangalore, Karnataka. He also worked as coordinator of value-added short-term courses. The courses are as leadership and management skills. Second one is the interview skills. Third one is the universal human values. And fourth one is the creative and critical writing in English. He also takes parts in the co-curricular activities such as subject. He also subject expert for faculty interview. He has also worked as a co-convener of the 3-day international e-conference on interdisciplinary perspectives of basic science and engineering science. He also acted as resource person in the international conference on India science fiction context, text and practice, organized by MSK Mandals, Devgiri College, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He also acted as a plenary speaker in second international conference on dialogic borders, vital issues in humanities, commerce, IT and management. He also acted as subject expert for faculty interview. He has delivered a guest lecture on interview skills. He has also delivered a guest lecture on professional communication and soft skills in Dr. DRK College of Commerce, Kolhapur. He also delivered many guest lectures in the colleges and universities. He delivered a guest lecture, Need and Importance of English Language in Professional Career. He also delivered a guest lecture on National Education Policy and Importance of English Language in Professional Career. Other guest lecture delivered by him is Curriculum Enhancement and Preparation of 12th English. He also performed a role of research person on literature and journalism in modern context. He also delivered a guest lecture on communication and language skills. He also delivered a session on national education policy and language learning. So he also worked as coordinators in different conferences such as international and national level conference. He also worked as superintendent of UGC SET exam 27th December 2020 and 27th September 2021. Held at Marathwada Institute of Technology Center, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He also worked as paper setter for winter remedial exam 2018. He also worked as a judge at Tech Electra 2018. Okay, he also worked as treasurer and organizing committee member of Techno Blitz 2018. He worked as convener of Techno Blitz 2019, organized on 28 February to 3rd March 2018. He also worked as coordinator of induction program for newly admitted first-year students to introduce engineering and college 2017-18 to 2021. He worked as coordinator of Deep Shikha Science Exhibition for first-year students from 2018 to 2021. and he also worked as coordinator of admission committee for first year students. So this is the brief biodata of our guest lecturer, Dr. Kailash Atkare. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir, for giving a very detailed introduction of the most deserving thorough scholar, none other than Dr. Kailash Atkare sir. He is really a very wonderful scholar and completed his PhD in the field of eco-literature, ecofeminism. With this precise introduction, we humbly invite Dr. Kailash Atkare sir on behalf of the entire organizing committee of Marathwada Shikshan Prasarak Mandal's Rajmata Jijau Mahavidyalay, Kille Dharur, to deliver a lecture under the lecture series, that is Rajmata Jijau lecture series, towards sustainable development and balanced ecology, role of humanities, commerce and science. Respected teachers and dear friends, today Dr. Kailash Atkare sir will explore and introduce a topic that is women and nature, ecofeminism.
बाकी सर पटकन करून टाकलं की तुकडा पडते ते प्राचार्य म्हणायचं काय
So
तुकडा
please,
पडायचा
I humbly invite Dr. Kailash Atkare sir to take charge. With this precise note, I would like to put the request ball in the court of Dr. Kailash Atkare sir. Sir, please. Wagmare sir, please mute yourself.
पल्लेवाड सर ते आहे का त्याच्यामध्ये थांबा आता त्यांना फोन करतो त्यांनी केला
Hey Mitra,
माहित नव्हतं सुरुवात सर लागतो मला कोणत्या सर लागतो जॉईन झालो सर प्रिपेरिंग कसं काय मीटिंग यायली काय बघा असंच यायली बंद करून
no, salute. Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, please take the charge. Parat rejoin. Am I audible to all of you? Dr. Vishnu Shevale sir, Rajdeep Deshmukh sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Kailash, sir, you may proceed.
Now, dear friends, in the wake of new education policy, the two issues has emerged very vital. One is sustainable development, that is Shashwat Vikas, and another is balanced ecology. So I would like to put the request ball in the court of Dr. Kailash Atkare sir. Sir, please take the charge. I think Dr. Kailash Atkare sir is facing.
Sir, am I
Yes,
audible,
yes.
sir?
Yes, please proceed. Now the request ball is in your court. Unmute and proceed. Unmute. Please unmute. Unmute. Dr. Kailash, please unmute.
Okay, sir. I'm feeling quite nervous and like under pressure as well. Sir, if I make any mistake, I'm not enough deserving candidate, but Honorable Deshmukh sir has given a detailed information about me. I'm completely newcomer whatever I am today in front of you is only because of Professor Dr. Balaji Navle sir. Sir has contributed, sir has made me whatever I am here only because of his blessings, guidance, teaching, love and support throughout my personal as well as academic life. Sir, once again, I would like to express my gratitude towards you, the way you have given this opportunity to improve myself on a new topic, women and nature from ecofeminism perspective. May I start now, sir?
Yes, please proceed, Dr. Kailash.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mute your one device, and there should be safe distance between these two devices. Please proceed.
Okay, sir. Now, am I audible, sir?
Yes, please proceed.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. MSP Mandals, Rajmata, Jijau, Mahavidyalay, Kille Dharuds, Department of English has organized a Rajmata Jijau lecture series towards sustainable development and balanced ecology, role of humanity, commerce, and science. This is very apt and required a theme for this for this lecture series. It is really an honor and privilege for me where I could say something on the given topic. Principal of our college, Professor Dr. Gopal Kakre sir, organizing secretary of this lecture series, Professor R.R. Deshmukh sir, and my role model, my teacher, my professor. A true teacher is someone who is like friend, philosopher, and guide. According to Plato, sir is very, very applicable to this statement, Professor Navle sir. I would like to start with the women and nature ecofeminism perspective. Present discussion will be based on the horizontal of the presentation. I would like to highlight on few areas like ecofeminism with a critical insight. I will not forget to highlight how the women and nature are sharing a moral connection. Even after that, I would like to highlight on environmental degradation and oppression of women. Of course, ecofeminism is a very, very vast, comprehensive term which cannot be defined in a single sentence or a statement because a different scholar, different ecofeminist, different environmental prominent expert have defined ecofeminism from different perspectives. That's why it will be very tough and Herculean task to define it in a single sentence. Even I would like to focus on several environmental movements at national as well as international level, how these movements, how these experts have contributed to form ecofeminism, not only as a political and movement, but as a discourse of literary course as well. Even we would like to focus on vital role of ecology and literature as well. A specificities of presentation, my perspective will be to understand nature-human relationship, to bridge the gap between nature and a human relationship, violence against nature and women, and strengthen the nature of man-woman relationship, and the possible antidotes and panacea to this course. Exploring ecofeminism is an ideology or as well as a movement that encompasses a twofold objective. The first one is empowering women and the second one is a protecting environment. The idea is very, very unique, a blend of ecology and feminism. The particular aim, the particular object, the particular intention to seal the natural environment by emphasizing the prominence of women in protecting the nature and relating with nature in a better way. It talks about ecofeminism, always talks about the common strand of domination and a patriarchy which subjugated both women and nature. In our discussion, I would like to focus on the common ground of exploitation which will be exploring and the views of some prominent ecofeminist thinker, and also looked into detail about it. My perspective will be how to, how to examine the role of women in the Indian context as well. The second, the religious activities are not isolated from cultural, domestic, or a larger religious realms. And though these activities are intertwined, interconnected, mismatched, and interconnected within the realm of nature, it cannot be isolated. Both comes hand in hand. Religious practices articulate our value system, which translate into socio-cultural behavior. These are no doubt deeply intertwined in the fabric of our daily lives. It has played, or it is playing, a very, very important, significant role in shaping our attitude, not only attitude, but approaches toward the other being or human nature relationship. Woman has observed more close, more knowledgeable about the earth system. That's why it is also called as eco-cultural, earth-based spirituality. The main, thus making them better qualified as experts in the handling the environment. The literature and the practices of Vedic times have highlighted these aspects in a religious text. How ecofeminism can be explained? I have taken a snapshot of Times of India's article in a brief. It has played, as I said, a very significant role in shaping our attitude. Women, even the literature and the practices of Vedic times have highlighted these aspects in a religious text. It will also explore the significance of the idea of ecofeminism, which is visible in the most prominent environmental movements in India as well as at international level as well. I would like to mention few of them. Before that, I would like to talk about how women and nature having a moral connection between these two. I would like to highlight that after my PhD with the supervision of Professor Navlesar, we have published 2 books, Nature, Women and Ecofeminism, Voices of Ruth Ozeki, Cormac McCarthy, and Amy Mackey from Lap Lambert publication. With his supervision, with his guidance, I could make 2 books, I could publish 2 books, and another second one is Vision of Millennium from current publication. Both the books completely consist of how ecofeminism has brought to the international level after first, second, third, and fourth wave as well. How how growth and development of ecofeminism reached till today. And in Vision of Millennium, I have also tried to focus on what will be the future, how ecofeminism will lead the humanity, how ecofeminism will bring human nature relationship to the next level for the growth and development of human being and society. After that, recently I have written an article which is published in Lokmat Times on the said topic. When it comes to human nature moral connection, I would like to highlight that there are different roles, there are different emphasis. There are different perspectives how women and nature are having close relationship, even moral connections. If you look at a traditional role, women have traditionally been responsible for farming, gardening, and preserving the natural resources, which can lead to the deep connection to the land and environment. India, since beginning, India has been a farming nation. The backbone of Indian economy is farm. That's why, of course, men has also contributed to it. But beyond that, I would like to point out that I would like to focus on that woman has been very crucial in such kinds of activities. Now, when it comes to ecofeminism, this philosophy, consists, or this philosophy talks about the oppression of woman, how woman is exploited, how woman is suppressed, repressed, and exploited, and involved by the patriarchal society, and of course, environment also exploited by the male patriarchal society, a dominant society. That's why a combination of these two, how ecology and women are closely associated. The one point is I would like to point out, women and nature has shared a very common themes, such as they are very sharing in nature, they are having caring in nature, they are having like empathy, love, compassion, peace. They are having beauty aspects, reproduction quality, cycle of purification, exploitation of both by patriarchal society. These are few elements, these are a few significant characteristics where I could compare, or we can make a study that these two are closely associated with each other. These are sharing a common characteristics and feature, and both are the important one, the last one, both are exploited by greedy human beings on the basis of commercial approaches. Even sensitivity and empathy, as I pointed out, the work women are made to do can create a sensitiveness and empathy, understanding of connection. Being relegated to the realm of nature and caretaking work can give women an understanding of how all people are connected to nature. We cannot segregate, we cannot classify, or we cannot segregate nature and women from each other, because both coming hand in hand, both are having many similarities, both are having connections, and both are exploited by the male patriarchal society, dominant patriarchal society, by greedy approaches. That's what I would like to talk about when it comes to connection between these two. Even patriarchy devalues women. Yes, the same point, the same theme has been repeated here. Patriarchy devalues women. Patriarchy devalues women and animal also. Now, what I mean, ecofeminism is a movement that it's a practice and theories concerning human and natural environment that should not be male biased and treat equally, that provide a guide to the pre-feminist present is the basic aim, basic and fundamental goal of ecofeminism. What I have find out, what I realized, what I observed in this literature, in this theory. Ecofeminism also talks about, say no to all ism. They are having many ism. ISM, like racism, colorism, classism, naturism, oppression of nature. Colorism, when we talk about white and black, sexism, gender equality, racism. So ecofeminism is a revolutionary theory. It is a revolutionary movement because the critics and a prominent thinker of ecofeminism want to dismantle the structure of traditional Western ethics and form a new one that doesn't promote any form of ism of domination and recognize what isms, like as I already pointed out, speciesism, sexism, colorism, racism, classism, and naturism. There are many, but I have pointed out few of them. And recognize the interconnection between oppression of women and other human being and domination of nature. This is the basic aim. This is a major motto behind studying ecofeminism. The most important, again, I would Karen J. Warren, another ecofeminist critic and a prominent writer, she says that preservation of nature and protection of women is the dire need of the time. She talks about ecofeminism in her book. Even one of the critics, Greta Gard, pointed out to explore and examine of women, in literature and power relation for the protection of ecology and harmonious human nature relationship. Now here we are talking about eco-criticism. Ecofeminism is quite different than the eco-criticism. Eco-criticism talks about the presentation of nature in literature. William Ruckert, another eco-feminist writer, a critic and scholar who talks about eco-criticism in his article published in 1978. In this study, he says that the study of literature, we don't study only the one thing, but various things that are studying in literature, like eco-criticism and many more. How nature is represented in literature, how nature has been described, how nature has prescribed, how nature has shown in literature is called eco-criticism according to William Ruckert. Even he raised the question, what is the relationship between ecology and literature? That question is raised in mind. Generally, eco-criticism can be applied to primary sources by or either interpreting a text through the eco-critical lens or the eyes towards nature, or examining eco-critical trope within the text of eco-criticism is known or by number of designations, including green culture, I mean environmental literature. Green stands for progress. Again, we are having tricolor in national flag. When it stands to green color, it talks about the nature. Eco-poetics, environmental literature, environmental literary criticism. So these topics, it's an umbrella term. Again, ecofeminism is umbrella term. Under this term, we will find out such kinds of sub-headline or sub-themes of study. If we think about Indian literature, then of course we find in Indian literature, nature comes as a character and plays a very, very vital role. Jacques Derrida argues that there is nothing outside the text, but another philosopher, Katz Copper, says that it is not language which has hole in the ozone layer. There is a counter question, counter attack by this critic. That's why eco-criticism is also called ecological feminism, branch of feminism that examines the connection between women and nature. It's a name. This was again, ecofeminism is a term which emerged by the great French feminist scholar Francois Debord in 1974 in a book, Feminism and Death. The term Mother Nature, in which the women assimilate with nature, is highly problematic, and also this acceptance is mutual exploitation. Women, gender, and dignity are quite linked. Mahesh Rangarajan is another Indian eco-feminist writer, thinker, critic, and prominent environmentalist. He talks about we need to protect, we need to keep a dignity of women. Now in India, we need to study on, we need to make research on the status, safety, and the protection of women in India. You will find n number of cases, n number of news in on television as well as in newspaper, where we are in trouble how to find out the real status of women in the in a country. That's why Mahesh Rangarajan pointed out we need to protect dignity of women, we need to protect gender discrimination, and we have to perceive both, or else if we are unable to protect women and nature, then human existence will be in trouble, will be in danger zone. That's why we need to take care of both in a right manner. Again, before I turn to next topic, I would like to point out that emancipation and empowerment of women and environmental degradation, oppression, suppression, and repression of women by patriarchal society. Ecofeminism has highlighted these points. Even cooperation, non-violence, caring, and sustainability over the aggression, we need to work on it. Ecofeminism, yes, after 1974 till today, if you make a research on development of ecofeminism since beginning, you will realize that ecofeminism has formed as a literary discourse. The basic aim of ecofeminism is to eradicate and eradicate and exterminate or end a sexual exploitation and achieve the equality in law and as well as in practice. Many things are there on paper, but what is the real situation is quite contradictory. That's why in practice as well as in law, we need to bring it to the next level. It has established moral environmental value system. Ecofeminism, after ecofeminism, we have taken, we went to, I'm sorry, I'll repeat it again. Environmental value system we need to form and we need to bring it for eco-friendly social life through the nature-human relationship. We cannot have a nature-human relationship until and unless we talk about the environmental value system. No one is talking about animal rights. No one is talking about environmental rights. Men are having a greedy nature. We are killing nature to form a new buildings, a concrete jungle. We are not taking care of water. That's why these problems are there in front of us. To form and execute animal rights and to create awareness and develop advocacy against the cutting trees. This is also one of the major aim of ecofeminism. Again, nature is, of course, a feminist issue, feminist topic, as Karen J. Warren pointed out in her text. Now, environmental movements, there are many environmental movements. Women are the worst affected by environmental degradation. When we deal with the challenges of water, as I said, pollution and waste, the issue of women must be taken into account for me is really ecofeminism. According to Sunita Narayan, environmentalist, she has pointed out, if we want to lead a nation to the next level, if we want to lead the global or international to the next level, we need to take care of these issues. Now, I would like to focus on several environmental movements which took place, which has given a new set and a new direction, new vision and mission to ecofeminism. In 1978, in Nigeria, you will find that Love Canal movement. Love Canal movement has raised the point to discovery, the 20,000 tons of toxic waste in the Love Canal. So it has brought the result of this movement went to the next level and talked about, has pointed out that 20,000 tons of toxic waste in Love Canal. And another, which is very famous and critically acclaimed in the field of ecofeminism and environmental literature, Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai is a Kenyan scholar, and she talked about, she has raised the voice against it, and it is known as Green Belt Movement, which took place in 1977. The Green Belt Movement is an indigenous grassroots organization in Kenya that empowers women through the planting trees. In planting trees is a basic feature, tenets, and asset to Green Belt Movement. After these two, Love Canal Movement and the Green Belt Movement, I would like to highlight on Indian movement, one of the very famous, Amrita Devi Bishnoi from Rajasthan. Bishnoi movement, which took place in 1730, much earlier than Green Belt Movement and the previous one, Love Canal Movement. I'm talking about 1730s decade. It took place in September, where Maharaja of Jodhpur, Abhay Singh, ordered his army to bring trees to form his new palace. And that time, Amrita Devi Bishnoi raised voice against it. They hold a tree, and the army was unable to cut tree, and that's why the king really got surprised. The king got happy, and he has given us order to his army. We should not go against them. That's why Bishnoi movement has made a benchmark to the next movements later, which took place later on. Another one is in 1970s decade, Sundarlal Bahuguna and Chandi Prasad Das. Chipko movement is very famous, not only in Indian history, not only in Indian literature, but it has a great place in terms of ecofeminism. The women The said movement, the women hug tree, it is also known as hugging movement, is a forest conservation movement in India opposed to deforestation. After Chipko movement, I would like to point out 1985, the Medha Patkar has raised voice against, for the protection of Narmada Bachao Andolan. It is known as Narmada Bachao Andolan, an environmental and social movement in India that opposed the construction of dams on the Narmada River. She was well aware that she was having clear-cut idea that if we go to the next level, definitely the water distribution will be in trouble. After Narmada Bachao Andolan, environmental movement like Apiko movement in 1983, Pandurang Hedge from Karnataka has raised the voice. This particular movement took place in Karnataka. Of course, again, it was inspired by the well-known Chipko movement of Uttarakhand in 1983. You will find that there is a chain. One event took place, or one event has inspired to the next event or a next moment. Now, men, women, and children in Salkani village hug the trees to save the Kailash forest, led by environmental ecofeminist or activist Pandurang Hedge. After Apiko movement, again Silent Valley movement in Kerala in 1970s decade, a social and environmental campaign that took place in 1970s decade to protect the construction of hydroelectric dam in the Silent Valley of Kerala, India. Against another one, Jangal Bachao Andolan in Odisha, movement in Odisha, the Jangal Bachao Andolan or Save the Forest movement was a significant environmental movement in India which took place in 1980s decade and 90s decade as well. Fisher folk movement is another movement in India. First attempt to form the fisher folks organization at village to state and national level in India were made in the 60s and 70s decade. Yes, you might be aware that recently she got a prize for the contribution. Tulsi Gowda is very famous name, is very renowned name in terms of encyclopedia of forest knowledge. 102 years young lady who got awarded, who received a Padma Shri award as an Indian environmentalist, known as Encyclopedia of Forest by her contribution. She is also known as tree goddesses because she is having all the knowledge of all the plants. Because her knowledge of forest, she is known for self-taught ability to identify the mother tree of every species of trees in the forest. I'm sorry. It is like the way Hanumana took. I'm sorry, which one? I don't remember. He brought Sanjeevani from Himalaya and was unaware that which plants will be helpful to Lakshmana. But Tulsi Gowda having clear-cut idea about all the plants, which plant is a remedy to the different diseases. That's why she is very well-known lady, and she has got a prize. Tulsi Gowda is known as Encyclopedia of Forest Knowledge. Ecofeminism is an ideology. Again, I will come to this point. Ecofeminism is an ideology as well as movement that encompasses twofold objectives. In first one is empowering women, and the second one is protecting the environment. The idea is very unique, and it has a blend of two things: ecology and feminism. The aim of this ecofeminism is to stop the gender discrimination, to stop nature exploitation, to stop the exploitation of women and bring them to mainstream. And that's done, the best society, the better organization of human being will be settled down. Under this term, under this category, we have talked about like ecofeminism, patriarchy, motivated obligation, vision of millennium, even beef industry, virgin cure, sexual politics, commodification, degradation of women, ecology. There are different concepts under this ecofeminism as umbrella term. Nature-human relationship, Japanese culture, race, gender and poverty, love and sex, religion, politics, racism, antibiotics, and hormones in meat and its diabolic effect on fertility on women. Beef industry and meat market again has become a very important theme for ecofeminist writers. Agribusiness and environmental activism as well. My attempt would be the first to highlight a different ways in which ecofeminism has been conceptualized by some prominent ecofeminists, as all of them have collectively based their theories on the common ground of recognizing the connection between the subjugation of women and nature, through they have defined and interpreted this connection differently. They were having different approaches, they were having different connections at different levels, either in terms of history, language, philosophy, and spirituality. I believe that it is only after examining those various stances of ecofeminists that we can define ecofeminism more appropriately as a whole of varying positions unified by one common idea. As Karen Warren pointed out, there is just no version of feminism. Yes, of course, there could not be a single version of ecofeminism. It has many layers, it has many comparts, and it has many theories as under this title having different layers. We need to understand those, how different feminists with liberal ecofeminism, Marxist feminism, radical feminism, and socialist feminism. Then we will be able to understand ecofeminism in a real sense. Learning ecofeminism is, as I said, it's very, very vast term. It cannot be defined in a single sentence because the approaches, the perspectives are quite different as per different scholars. We have seen the concept like a Chipko movement in India, the anti-militarist movement in Europe, the US Green Belt movement, Love Cannon movement, all are counted as ecofeminist movement because the reason is women have played a major role in initiating and managing those movements. That's why these movements has made great impact on eco-literature, ecofeminism, green theory, and greenery in literature. My purpose is to study the role of women in popular environmental movements in the context of India and try to unravel if there is any connection of women with the environment. The ecological feminism was first used by the French thinker, as I pointed out, Francis Debord in 1974 in a textbook, Feminism and Death. Though ecofeminism as a social and economic movement, which came into prominence in mid-1970s and 80s decade, a period which was witnessing the second wave feminism. If you make a study of waves of feminism in literature, you will find that first wave, second wave, third wave, and fourth wave. Ecofeminism has started somewhere in 1970s decade as a second wave feminism. And then green movement has brought a concern of women and environment to the forefront. Of course, the credit goes to Francois Debord, who argued that women have the potential to bring an environmental revolution. In her work, The Time for Ecofeminism, she claimed that in order to preserve, sir, am I enough audible, sir? Hello?
You are quite audible, Dr. Kailash, and please continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The time, yes, I was saying that Francois Debord has argued that women have the potential to bring an environmental revolution. In her work, The Time for Ecofeminism, she has claimed that she has studied that in order to preserve the nature and planet for the future, there is a need to take the authority away from male. Otherwise, the future of humanity, to take the humanity and environment, will be in great threat, will be in trouble. She says that, I quote, the planet-based in feminism
स्पीकरला लक्षात येत नाही ना.
Enstra King is another well-known successor of Jijau in the field of ecofeminism, who developed the notion of by deeply analyzing the power and dominance relationship in the society. Enstra King, Y-E-N-S-T-R-A, Enstra King has followed the footsteps of Francois Jijau. According to her, ecofeminism can be understood as a relatedness of theory and practice, which sees the corporate warriors as a distortion of the earth, spirituality of the earth, and this devastation has become a point of feminist criticism, feminist theory, and feminist literature. She has argued that it is a masculinity and patriarchal mentality, the mentality of patriarchal society. The theme of masculinity has tries to overpower the women bodies and the sexuality and use a various dominant method to overpower the nature, and it's the waste, I quote from Instagram. Ecofeminism is an amalgamation of various social movements. It is not a single, or it is not a unique, it is not a single, or what I could say. It has a many theory under this title. It has covered different moments. It is not only social, it is not only academic, it is not only natural. It has covered all the movements under this tree. For instance, the feminist peace and the ecology movement in 1970s and 80s decade, the meltdown of 3 Mile Island of Pennsylvania, where the large amount of radiation was released from the nuclear power plant, forced a large number of women in the US to join together in the ecofeminist conference, Women and Life on Earth. I think this is the beginning. This is the light march. This is the somewhere we can say that the conference has given a new weightage, new perspective, new lookout, and new outcome to look at ecofeminism. Enstra King, one of the organizers of this conference, pointed out after Francois Jijau, ecofeminism is about the connectedness and wholeness of theory and practice. It asserts that the spatial strength of integrity of every living thing. For us, a snail darter is to be considered side by side with a community's need for water, the proposed side with the appetite for a tuna, and the creatures it may fall on with a skylab. We are women identified moment. And we believe we have special work to do in this imperial and impartial times. We see that devastation of art and her being by corporate warriors and threat to nuclear annihilation by the military warriors. As a feminist concern, it is the same masculinist mentality, the dominant patriarchal society, the feminist concern, which would deny us our right to our own bodies and our own sexuality, which depends on multiple statements of dominance and state power to have its way. It is pointed out, I have taken this quote from Enstra King in 1983's conference. The struggle for independence, the struggle for rights of women is necessarily linked to the protection of and liberation of nature. From ecofeminist perspective, the former considered to be the part of latter. This link is caused by overlapping the problems of source of problems and solution to proposed by both the discourses of feminism and environmentalism. Another ecofeminist writer, a scholar, Rosemary Rolfold Luther, pointed out women must see that there can be no liberation for them and no solution to the ecological crisis. Within a society, whole fundamental mode of relationship continues to one more domination, and hence ecofeminists demand as a complete reconstructing the society. Again, another one is pointed out, Karen J. Warren. She has pointed out that ecofeminism is found on various conceptions. She is not ready to accept the only single layer. She pointed out various connections of those who are commonly either neglected or underestimate the prevailing discourses. It attempts to provide a global perspective on the role of domination in the marginalization and domination of women and nature. That's why, therefore, an ecofeminist perspective is considered the structurally pluralistic, inclusivist, and contextualist. That's why I point out sexual and textual politics. Virgin cure, virginity in terms of women and nature, how we look at it. Beef industry. Now, again, beef industry has become a very controversial topic nowadays. How, another point, antibiotics of and hormones in meat and its diabolic effect on fertility of women. It stresses the crucial role played by the context of understanding and evaluating sexism and natural practices. Karen J. Warren states, Karen J. Warren states that the patriarchal conceptual framework guides us the basic values, attitudes, and beliefs about self and their surrounding inhabitants. And this is to justify their logical subjugation and domination in general, especially, particularly man-woman relationship, particularly nature-human relationship. She has explained that, she pointed out that the logic of domination is further extended to nature, animals, and other things in association. The important feature of this kinds of thinking is value hierarchical thinking, up-down thinking, where higher status is allotted to one aspect in relation to the other. The second aspect is value dualism, where the disjunct is obviously seen as oppositional and exclusively rather than being complementary to the inclusive role historically, socially, and environmentally as well. Even when I was studying year of my mates, the present textbook is written by one of the Japanese writer who is nominated for Booker Prize in 2012 for this book. This novel, this work is completely based on Japanese American television show, which tells the story of two different women. If I want to take reference, both women living in opposite sides of the world, how woman has been used to sell the product in market. Now we know the women's role in cosmetic world, how any product, particularly cosmetic, can stand to make you fear. It is impossible, but woman has been used for this purpose. Even All War Creation is another novel by Ruth Ozeki. The present novel has focused on potato farming, in particular in the village. Even it has brought, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. It has brought the prodigal daughter, Yumi Fuller, daughter of Algemir ridden mother, Momoko, and terminally ill father. The father-daughter relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, and ecofeminism has been interviewed very appropriately by Ruth Ozeki. It has focused on, it has highlighted on human-nature relationship, environmental issues, indiscriminately murders, plunders, and how tortures has been played very significant role in terms of ecofeminism in this novel. Even another important writer and one of my favorite, Cormac McCarthy. Cormac McCarthy is known for American literature. He has contributed a lot. His novels are beyond the century. And one of the novels is Blood Meridian, and another one is The Road. There is a film based on The Road, written by Cormac McCarthy. If I want to say something about Blood Meridian, it is based on blood, like a red evening redness. It is a subtitle of this novel. It has pointed out how blood meridian has focused on environmental issues. Even the road, it is based on the father-son relationship, how the father trapped in the forest and how he has been able to take his child to the next level, or how he came out from this problem. Another two novels, Amy Mackey, again one of my favorite writer from Canada. She talked about birth house and virgin cure, how virginity and how birth house played or pointed out ecofeminism in the upcoming in both the novel. Now I'm at very at the end of my discussion. Ecofeminist in Indian context, if I want to say something on this topic, the significance of this idea of ecofeminism is visible in most prominent environmental movements in India, as we have discussed, like Chipko movement, Narmada Bachao Andolan, and few others. The contribution made by the women in these movements is indispensable, and these are considered as ecofeminist because the preservation of nature and environment is and ensuring economic equity and social justice for women were two major concerns of participants. Even another Indian critics, Vandana Shiva, is regarded as a pioneer of ecofeminist discourse in Indian context, who maintains that women's contribution was sidelined, but women have always been at the center in solving the most of the social problems and environmental protections. The vision of Vandana Shiva is very much inspiring from Indian philosophy, in Indian philosophy, and its spiritual aspects widely influenced her argument. I quote, women in India from Vandana Shiva, women in India are an intimate part of nature. Women, women, women in India are an intimate part of nature, both in imagination and in practice. At one level, nature is symbolized as the embodiment of feminine principles. At the other hand, you will see that she is nurtured by the feminine to produce life and provide sustainable development. In her most notable work, Staying Alive, one of the most important book by Vandana Shiva, Staying Alive, Women, Ecology and Survival in India, she unfolds two aspects of her argument. The first one is her interpretation of the feminine principle that is strongly related to the spiritual ecofeminism, Hindu mythology and Indian philosophy. The principle is recognized with Prakriti, that makes, that seeks, that studies to nurturing element, protecting element, and harmony and diversity of nature, as it is the source of life on earth. Earth-based spirituality is another sub-school of ecofeminism. The other aspect related to the social and political ecofeminism that criticize patriarchal hegemony and masculine worldview. We also criticize maldevelopment, reduction, Western ideology of she want to dismantle the value of Western ethics and form a new one that doesn't promote any form of ism. Here, I came to conclusion. I have tried to talk about how women and nature are closely associated with each other and how both are suppressed, repressed, and exploited by male patriarchal society. With this kind note, I would like to stop here with prior permission. Once again, before I come to conclusion, I would like to express very deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Professor Navle sir and his entire team. Sir, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, for a very detailed elaboration regarding nature-human relationship and the role of women for the construction and deconstruction of nature. The way you have elaborated and explored the topic has caused a spellbound impact on all of us. We will discuss the topic with question and answer. But before that, I humbly invite the chairperson of the said lecture series, principal of our Marathwada Shikshan Prasarak Mandal's Rajmata Jijau College, none other than Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir, to have a presidential conclusion of today's lecture. It is I put on record that the said lecture series, that is Rajmata lecture series on a very vital topic towards sustainable development and balanced ecology, role of humanities, commerce and science, is a part of initiative, multifold initiative taken by our principal, Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir. So on behalf of the entire team, I humbly request our principal sir, Dr. Gopal Kakre sir, to give a precise presidential remark on today's lecture. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, sir. Please proceed. Yes.
At the very outset, I would like to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Kailash Atkare, and I welcome him for this second day lecture series, which is organized by Department of English, Rajmata Jijau Mahavidyalaya Kille Dharur, and who is the convener of this lecture series, Professor Dr. Balaji Naule sir. I first of all congratulate and also give a warm welcome to Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, and feel quite fortunate to being with this today's lecture because of his very nice, inspiring and informative lecture on the topic, that is nature and woman ecofeminism. Being a science student, I am familiar with this ecofeminism and the literature on this nature and woman and nature and ecofeminism. Dr. and exaggerating talk on this topic by giving number of examples of women not only from India but also from abroad, how this nature and women are exploited, and how we get the famines, that and also how the ecosystem is disturbed by various means. Mostly the disturbance of this ecosystem is due to human beings, but women, as we know that by number of examples, Dr. Kailash sir has showed us how women is trying to save till date, trying to save the nature in number of ways, as he has given the example of various women who are trying to save the environment in by various means. But as he has quoted some names, that I also is familiar with Medha Patkar, who was against the Sardar Sarovar. Not she was against the Sardar Sarovar, but the families which were affected by the Sardar Sarovar dam. She protested against that construction and was successful also. But for the rehabilitation of these families, mostly women's, she fight against that dam or the destruction or the this nature's exploitation she tried to avoid. Also, with this increasing population, we know that the nature and this ecosystem is disturbed by various types, or we may say by various human activities. Now we require food, shelter, and also uh, clothes. So these all we get from the nature through plants and crops, and the main issue which is that the soil, the earth, the sky, and the sun, which are the creators of all these beneficiaries of human beings, but we are disturbing uh, by our bad deeds, and this affects mostly to the all flora and fauna. And as a human being, we must try to avoid this exploitation of nature. And as we also know that how women is also exploited nowadays also, and in the ancient period also, in the same way, the ecosystem is exploited by various means under the name of construction of roads, construction of houses, and construction of various industries. Means the effect directly goes with the nature by cutting plants, and also making the uh, areas dry, and which affects mostly water pollution and also environmental pollution, and it affects on directly on the health. So today in this lecture we have seen number of examples of women who tried to save the environment by various means, and also how they tried to get better health of the human beings. And I am quite fortunate for hearing such a nice lecture. And once again, I congratulate to Dr. Kailash Atkare sir for being here, and all the participants to be connected till the end of this lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Principal Dr. Gopal Kakre sir. The way you provided a scientific perspective as a footnote under chairmanship has a perpetual inspiration to the said lecture series. I put on record that this is not the end of our discussion. The said lecture and the precise presentation and critical remark by Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir is a kind of new beginning. The Nobel laureate T.S. Eliot rightly highlighted that in my end is my new beginning. We have to take care of both nature and women to save them from the exploitation and behave like a human being. The nomenclature, the title of the said lecture series is very suitable because it is a teamwork related to all humanities, commerce, and science as well. I put on record that it is always the initiative of our principal, Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir, to explore the new avenues and to invite the best lectures for the overall development of student community. With your kind permission, let us proceed, Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir. I invite my friend and colleague, Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir, for a precise comment, and later on we will have few question and answer by the participants if any, and then we will resume the said meeting. Honorable Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir, please.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak here. I would like to thank Dr. Kailash Atkare sir for such a wonderful and fruitful session. He had done justice to the topic women and nature, ecofeminism. He expressed his thoughts on ecofeminism with a critical insight. It also focuses on the relationship between the women and nature. The comparison of women oppression and the nature degradation is very well expressed by him. So I thank him for giving such a wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rajdeep Deshmukh sir. Participants Nitin, Vinayak, Dr. Vishnu Shewale, if you have any doubt, please feel free to raise questions to Dr. Kailash. Meanwhile, I would like to ask a very basic question. Dr. Kailash, we are developing and developing. India has becoming an advanced nation, advanced country, but irrespective of the sweet name of development, there is severe exploitation of the both women and nature. No doubt you have provided the antidote and panacea throughout your studious lectures. But what will be your message to our students, the aspiring bona fide students, to take care of both the nature and women for the sustainable development and balanced ecology? Dr. Kailash, please.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, of course, at one side, we are having a great nation, a progress nation, a developed nation. India is considered as the third top ranker. Economic growth is very high nowadays, and Modi is looking for, Honorable Modi ji is looking for third rank economical status we are having in the world. But another side, we are having a darker India where less talked about it, where we haven't discussed about it. That's why nature and woman is one of the important element in darker side. In India, not only in India, but at a global level, women has been exploited, and women nature is also exploited out of greed of greedy nature of human being. Yes, we need to take care of women and nature. We should stop exploitation of them. And if we are having a healthy social life, it will not be possible without killing nature, without killing women. We have to take care of both. For then, human existence on this planet will have a fruitful meaning, will have significance, or else there will be a destruction of values, ethics. There are animal rights, there are environmental rights, there are women rights, but these rights, these authorities are only on paper. Execution, implementation, we are having several doubts and question on it. That's why we are unable to bridge the gap between how to define success in terms of ecofeminism. I think this is what my perspective, this is what my perception, this is what my understanding about the question, sir, in brief. Thank you, sir.
Yes, this is our common answer. The answer is our moral obligation. Thank you, Dr. Kailash. Do we have any comment, Dr. Vishnu Shewale, Dr. Gajendra Pradhan sir? Pradhan sir has raised. Please unmute, Dr. Pradhan. Now you can unmute. Dr. Gajendra Pradhan sir, please. Yes, please. Dr. Vishnu Shewale, Gajendra Pradhan, BH Jogdan sir. Anyone can raise. Dr. Vishnu, do you want to have a comment? Dear friends, I put on record that the said lecture has been preserved by our college and it will be available
Hello.
for further discussion. Yes,
Hello.
Vishnu, please.
Dr. Kailash
Yes.
Atkare, sir. Thank you for your lucid and precise lecture. And whatever you have presented here is very fast. My question is that women are being educated, organized, and agitated, but in the point of view of financial independence, most of the women across the globe are doing job and they are earning themselves. But what is your observation if whether they are being suppressed or oppressed behind the doors or not, and what's our role as a research scholar here? Please.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this interesting question. I will answer this question in two different ways. The corporate woman, the working woman, the woman who works for 10 to 5. Abhishek Puri, a professor of IIT Madras, is running an NPTEL course titled as Gender Discrimination, Gender and Literature. He talked about identity, gender identity is different and biological identity is different. There are two ways he is talking about gender identity and biological identity. There are two women, particularly those who are like corporate women. I'm talking about working women. They have to work under the under the vision of higher authority. How higher authority treated a woman, but when the same woman working in a home, she is feminine. She is not masculine there. Masculine power is different. Feminine identity and masculine identity. Suppose my head is a lady, then what kinds of identity should be given to her? Masculine or feminine? Biological or a gender? It has four different views behind it. What I have understood by NPTEL. Yes. This identity, Abhishek Puri, the IIT professor, IIT Madras professor, has defined this. That's why the culture, the value, the ethics of working woman, though there is a boss there, though she is a higher authority there, but somewhere she has to keep in mind, I am a woman. That's why her identity may not be leading to the next level. Of course, vice versa, it can be possible. It can happen. That's what my perspective, my understanding with your question. Is it okay, sir?
Yes, of course, definitely. Thank you, Dr. Kailash sir. And also thanks to Dr. Vishnu Sevade sir for the timely response. Honorable Chairperson, respected teachers and dear friends, I would like to put on record a note of reverence and gratitude towards today's eminent resource person, our friend Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, who has been emerging as a reliable resource person to national and international level events and activities in the field of language, literature, and his comments are various thoroughly studied and up criticism of life. So once again, we put on record a note of gratitude and thanks to the resource person, Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, and all the teaching and aspiring student community for active participation. With the kind permission of the chairperson, Honorable Dr. Gopal Kakre sir, let us conclude today's lecture here. And tomorrow at sharp 11:30, let us enjoy a studious lecture by Dr. Gajendra Pradhan sir. Respected teachers and dear friends, thank you very much for active participation and making the said event very, very vital. Thank you, Dr. Kailash and friends.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. This is only possible because of your guidance. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are proud of you, the active participation. Honorable, our Vice Principal Jogade sir, Dr. Rajdeep Deshmukh sir, Dr. Swati Zige ma'am, Dr. Vishnu Sevade sir, and especially the chief architect of the said lecture series, Honorable Principal of our college, Dr. Gopal Kakre sir. Dear friends, let us conclude here and resume tomorrow's meeting. Thank you, Dr. Kailash Atkare sir, once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let us stop here.